fancy making the journey all the way to Islay to bring back whiskey that I think every good whiskey shop should be stocking. Hi there, my name is Lewis and welcome to the Neckpour. This is the whiskey review channel where I give you my thoughts and opinions on a particular bottle of whiskey from the Neckpour all the way down to the Dregs. You join me here today for the Neckpour of yet another bottle I brought back from Islay, and this one is an independent bottle, as you can tell from the bag, from McDavid. It's one of their Cask limited edition series. These are all single casks and all finished. This one is a Linkwood that's finished in Madeira. And yeah, absolutely tasty, tasty stuff. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get this one open. We'll have a little taste and we'll talk through it together. Lovely and easy to get that layer off. Let's have a little listen to the cork. Not too bad at all. Lovely colour on that cork. Unbelievable. And let's pour ourselves a little measure of that out. Stunning colour. Really nice. I really like what Madeira does to a whiskey in terms of colour. And in fact, don't think this is the only Madeira finished whiskey I own at the moment. Although quite what the other one is, I'm blanking a little bit at the moment. But yeah, as I say, this is a single cask Linkwood. We're bottled at 50%. We're natural colour. There's nothing stating chill filtration. So it could be. At 50%, I think you'd be a bit crazy to do so. I mean, it's nice and sticky in the glass, but not the thickest and leggiest whiskey I've ever seen. But perhaps Madeira doesn't do that. I don't know enough about Linkwood spirit character, to be quite honest, to make a guess based on that. We're one of 342 bottles for this. And based on it being the flat 50.0, I'm assuming it has had a little bit of water. There's nothing saying cask strength either. This was finished in a barrique, a Madeira barrique from Justino's in Portugal. If any of you know more about Portugal or Madeira than I do, maybe that means something to you. To me, not much at all. And this is the only thing that might make my wife like whiskey. The whole trip on Islay, things range from okay to blech. This one actually got, I really like that. So who knows, maybe we'll make a whiskey drinker out of it yet. But yeah, I think without any further ado, let's get this up to the nose, have a little smell. Heaps of red fruit, raspberries, strawberries. Perhaps even slightly jammy. Those red fruits, very, very sweet. A little bit of maltiness, but with that sweetness comes across as like a children's cereal, like a sweetened cereal of some kind. And plenty of nuts in that as well for me. But not peanuts. I'm getting more kind of macadamia nuts, something like that. Really rich, really inviting on the nose. We are non-age stated. It's a little bit young on the nose. It's not jaggy, it's not sharp, but there is still a little hint of alcohol right at the very end, I get. Just letting you know, this is up at 50%, that's for sure. But yeah, very nice nose. Let's have a little taste. Maybe it's the power of suggestion, but the front of that label has it absolutely spot on. Oranges and baking spices. I mean, I've already picked up, I didn't get currants. I think they're supposed to be red currants on the front of that. But I did get nuts. And yeah, that palette is all about oranges to me. But not like a fresh orange, more like a baked orange or a poached orange, something like that. Maybe if you were to do an orange version of like an upside down cake, because it's like an orange in a kind of caramelly syrup, something like that. Plenty of cinnamon, plenty of nutmeg, plenty of clove, plenty of allspice on that. Lots of those lovely cooking, baking spices. Obviously, how much of that is the power of suggestion and how much is it what I'm actually tasting? Hard to tell. And rounding it out, there's just a lovely, lovely honeyed sweetness to that. And it's quite thick. It's quite rich in the mouth. I like fresh honey. Before we move on to the finish, which gets a lot drier, a lot darker as well. That orange goes through to a more kind of dried orange, that dried orange peel. We're getting lots and lots of dark chocolate. So that almost is like those dark orange pieces in chocolate. And again, there's a lovely kind of slightly burnt sugar note to it. Almost like something's been over caramelized and it's just verging on slightly bitter. It's right on that line, which just works so well. You've got a really sweet nose, a really sweet palate, and then you move on to a much drier, much slightly bitter, astringent finish, and it just balances the whole thing out. Absolutely lovely. But yeah, overall, that's a pretty banging whiskey, especially when you consider this was under 40 quid. It was $39.95, which for something that's been well treated like this, it's a good quality single malt, good strength. You just can't go wrong. You really can't. And the more I get my nose in there, just the more I'm pulling out. The same with the palate too. It's absolutely lovely. But yeah, we picked this up at the Indie Whiskey Night at Fagile. It was at Ramsey Hall in Port Ellen. And there was, 3 sessions. We were at the last one. And reliably being told the most boozy of the lot. Lots of fantastic exhibitors there. I picked up this bottle and 2 more that are coming. Amusingly, one of them's English whiskey. They went all the way to the Outer Hebrides to buy. But hey, if something's good and the price is right, it's hard to say no. And yeah, as I said, this is one could even make my wife like whiskey. Really, really interesting and amazing how one of the big kind of blend fodder distilleries might well be the one that makes my wife enjoy whiskey. In one sense, it's a good thing because it allows me to buy more. In another sense, it's a bad thing because I have to start sharing my bottles. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think that's where we'll leave this one for today. Cracking whiskey, one that I was more than happy to pick up. And at the price point, you just can't go wrong. But yeah, I'd just like to thank you all so much for joining me here today. The fact that you take time out of your day to spend a bit of it with me means the world to me. And I truly do thank you for that. If you've enjoyed the video, please do consider hitting the like button down below. If you've got any thoughts and opinions on this bottle, anything from Murray McDavid, or there's anything that you'd like to see me review, drop that in the comments down below. I'll be sure to get back to you. And other than that, until next time, I'd just like to say cheers, Sláinte, and I'll see you again.